Outline for a global overview of hydrogen used as a primary generation source globally, including biogas for domestic supply possibilities and transportation considerations, including the refueling time problem. Where does primary electrical national grid power generation come from? In the main, the primary power generation for the national grid comes from gas turbines that drive a driveshaft which turns an electrical generator. Exceptions to this would be areas using other sources such as renewables and hydroelectric power generation where feasible. The problem with these secondary sources are feasibility and overall carbon footprint when all aspects of manufacture, storage and implementation are considered. The problem with gas-fired turbines which we currently rely on for primary purposes and emergency is that they currently use natural gas to operate. Natural gas is a finite fossil fuel, so in the interests of clean energy an alternative must at some point be considered. It is my proposal that hydrogen should be used here as the alternative. Hydrogen power for global power generation consideration has come a long way with the HyNet or Hydrogen Network project in the North, West and North Wales, and is being considered in technologies further afield and around the globe. So there already is a lot of advanced research and technologization that has been undertaken already, so the world is already becoming hydrogen aware. Hydrogen combustion. When hydrogen combusts in air, the combusted hydrogen recombines and produces water. Herein lies a problem of combusting or burning hydrogen in enclosed spaces. Obviously, water steam vapor in an enclosed space is not advisable. So the answer to running gas turbines on hydrogen would be to vent the exhaust steam vapor into the atmosphere, with an additional possibility of capturing and condensing the water vapor produced for secondary water supplies, including, it is said, drinking water. Bottled perhaps. This leads us to another fundamental problem with using hydrogen for domestic use such as gas cookers and gas central heating. Domestic supply. In this regard, I would say that hydrogen use would not be possible or advisable, due to obvious considerations of water vapor buildup in domestic housing causing damp problems, etc. Instead, I would propose here that biogas should be the primary consideration for use as a clean alternative. This technology has been proven using iron oxide to remove bad odor from the gas supply, derived from methane using microorganism breakdown of organic matter. It is a dry combustion, which is also renewable, which would be far more feasible for enclosed domestic spaces with no issue of damp buildup. Farms could expand their business models to include biogas creation for domestic supply, perhaps. Transportation. I would suggest currently there is a major problem with widespread use of electric vehicles, being the refueling or recharging times being around 2 hours at best, causing massive logistical problems with queuing and infrastructure implementation. Should it be considered across the board? The answer in my opinion would be threefold. To include the continued use of the already global combustion engine, I would propose the use of electric fuel cell cars and motor vehicles, and continued use and preservation of internal combustion engines. Electric fuel cell vehicles would run on hydrogen gas from a service station pump and would take minutes to fill up, with the infrastructure technology already proven to work using pressurized pump technology. It is interesting to note also that other gases may work in an electric fuel cell, such as, possibly, biogas again. However, I would assume the greenhouse gases created from burning biogas would be of higher percentage than hydrogen, which produces very little when burned except for water vapor. So hydrogen would be favorable for clean energy considerations, I would say, as it is the cleaner alternative, producing excess oxygen as a byproduct of saltwater electrolysis extraction techniques. So the more hydrogen we produce, the more oxygen is released, much like planting more trees globally, which naturally produce oxygen. For the planet, already combustion engines could be converted using gas carburetor technology already proven in the LPG gas conversion industry. With small modification, perhaps new build combustion engines could be manufactured with gas carburetor technology already fitted. Current combustion engines could either be adapted in this way or be phased out, running on various adaptations of organic ethanol, which has already been added to the petrol supply up to a percentage of 15%. Currently there is a lot of research into ethanol in this way, and as an alternative for avgas or aviation fuel in the aeronautics industry. It is interesting though, that electric fuel cell technologies for the aviation industry are already being pioneered by companies such as ZeroAvia in Scotland and the UK using hydrogen again as their aircraft's fuel source. The company is already flying hydrogen-powered aircraft and has been for some years now, so hats off for hydrogen and biogas.